So, resistors in parallel. Today is just a filler video. This is nothing deep or anything. But today I want to explain how to calculate electrical resistors in parallel. So, first of all, voltage and resistance and amperage, so electrical current, is all connected with each other. If you have a 5-volt battery and a 5 ohm resistor, there's gonna be 1 amp of current flowing through the resistor, because 5 volts divided by the 5 ohms is equal to 1 amp. So the same goes for the resistor. 1 amp of current flows through the resistor, which is 5 ohms. Therefore 5 volts drop, so the voltage drops by 5 volts at the resistor. Therefore at the top of the battery we have the 5 volts all over here, and where the resistor is, all the voltage drops, and we have 0 down here. So what happens if we drop in another resistor with 5 ohms? Now we have still the 5 volts, and now we have 2 resistors, and down here we have 0 volts. Now we have the 5 volts on both resistors. 5 volts and 5 ohms means 1 ampere, and here we also have 5 volts and 5 ohms, so 1 ampere as well. So we have 1 amp of current flowing through both resistors, which totals to 2 amp. So for the battery's perspective, it would be the same if we merge both resistors together into 2.5 amps, 2.5 ohms, because now we have 5 volts on 2.5 amps, 2.5 ohms, which results in 2 amps. And the nice thing is, we can continue this calculation for as many resistors as we want. We can add a 1 ohm, a 2 ohm, a 3 ohm, a 4 ohm, and a 5 ohm resistor, and we just calculate the amps. So 5 volts, 1 ohm is 5 amperes. Now 5 volts on 2 ohms is 2.5 amps, and so on. At the end we add all the amperage, and that's how much the battery outputs. And if we write that, if we take 5 divided by that number, wait, let me think. Let's say this totals up to 10 amps. 10 amps divided by 5. No, wait, 5 divided by 10 would total to 0.5 ohms. Okay, so you take the amperage and divide it by the voltage, and the result will be the resistance. the total resistance. So in short, the formula for the resistor in total is 1 over the total resistance is the same as 1 over the first resistor plus 1 over the second resistor plus 1 over the third resistor plus 1 over the fourth resistor and plus 1 over the fifth resistor. And if you only have 2 resistors, there's a easier formula so you don't have to do the 1/over thing. It is, you multiply both resistors together and divide it by the sum of both resistors. It comes in handy if you only need to calculate the resistance of two resistors, and you can also, if you have three, you can combine the first two together and then take the result of the first two and combine them with the third one. And the way I remember it is, you have a multiplication and an addition, and you divide it over one another, and then I also make the step to figure out what was on top and what goes below. If one of the resistors would be 0, the total resistance should be 0. But if I don't remember it, and I say the resistor 1 times resistor 2 is on the bottom part, then if one of the resistors would be 0, this would total 0 at the bottom, then we divide by 0, and that doesn't work. So easy to remember, multiplication is on top and division at the addition is on the bottom. Yeah, how did I come up, why did I think of this today, of this topic today? I just saw a video about a math problem where you have one wall right here, which is 5 meters tall, and another wall right here, which is 8 meters tall. And then you draw two lines. You draw a line from the top of this wall to the bottom of this wall, and from the top of this wall to the bottom of this wall. And where both lines cross, there's a man standing, and the question is, how tall is the man? And what's really interesting is, the answer to the man, to the height of the man, is the same as if we say we have a 5 ohm resistor here and 8 ohm resistor here, and we want the total resistance of both resistors. Yeah, I just thought that was quite interesting. I didn't manage to figure out the problem by myself. I didn't give myself much time, or actually I was too lazy to think about it in a math perspective. But my intuition told me that the calculating it like resistors would probably work, and in the end it actually was the solution. Yeah, so that was quite funny today. Yeah, hope you have a great rest of your day, and let's see you guys tomorrow.